Okay, folks, we want to get going here. It's all a little bit there. Okay, MPs. You guys are all, excuse me, MPs, you're on camera, and good to see you. But you know, it's very nice to see everybody getting along so well after just finishing question period.
We do get along.
So if I can get everybody's attention, it's Thursday afternoon. Let's get rolling here. Panelists via video. Sorry for getting everybody in order here, but we're good to go. Thank you for joining us today. This is a continuation of our study we're doing on the future opportunities with our trading partners, Mexico and United States. Just to let you know, we've already had quite a few presenters come forward to us, stakeholders in Canada, but we also visit the western states, the United States. Next week we are going to be going to Detroit, Michigan, and we're going to go to Chicago, Illinois, and we're going to be finishing up next week in Washington for a couple days. We also have plans in the fall to go to the Midwestern states and also our trading partner in Mexico. So we have a very ambitious agenda, and it's very important right now, and we're very honored that you people have come to join us today and do your presentations. My understanding is we have with us Honda, Toyota, and Toyota Manufacturing Canada, and Mr. Warts, you are kind of our head guy there, and the floor is yours, sir, and use what time you need, and then we can, the quicker the better, and we can have dialogue with the MPs, and we can continue on with our afternoon. So go ahead, sir.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, for the opportunity to address the Standing Committee on International Trade on the proposed reopening of NAFTA. I am David Wirtz, Executive Director of JAMA Canada, and joining me today on the video conference is Hanif Nouri, Honda Canada, Stephen Beattie from Toyota Canada, Scott McKenzie from Toyota Motor Manufacturing Canada. JAMA Canada represents the Canadian subsidiaries of Japanese automakers, which include Hino Motors Canada, Honda Canada, Mazda Canada, Mitsubishi Motor Sales Canada, Nissan Canada, Subaru Canada, Toyota Canada, and Toyota Motor Manufacturing Canada. A variety of light-duty vehicles, engines, and medium-duty trucks are currently being built in Canada by Hino Motors Canada, Honda Canada, and Toyota Motor Manufacturing Canada. Let me first outline our recommendations for updating NAFTA. JAMA Canada strongly supports the continuation of the NAFTA as a trilateral trade agreement, recognizing that 3 out of every 4 Japanese brand sales in Canada are vehicles built in Canada, the US, and Mexico. Moreover, the success of NAFTA for the auto industry stems from a single set of rules established through uniform regulations, which has allowed automakers to develop highly integrated supply chains and production facilities across the region, allowing increasing levels of trade in both vehicles and parts to the benefit of all NAFTA countries. The current NAFTA automotive rules of origin should be retained. To be effective, rules of origin in modern trade agreements should be clear, simple, predictable, flexible, and easily administered. It is also important to recognize that NAFTA automotive rules of origin have the highest regional content thresholds and do not include any country-specific sourcing. Improvements to modernize NAFTA in the 21st century include updating and expanding the list of job opportunities for temporary entry of business persons, update customs and trade facilitation provisions recognizing the integrated nature of the global supply chains in North America and around the world, update border infrastructure with mechanisms to address bottlenecks, create additional framework agreements within NAFTA, for example, for automated vehicles, data flows, cybersecurity, or other measures that facilitate e-commerce, increase regulatory cooperation with flexibility to align or mutual recognition of major international standards, for example, UNECE and US FMVSS. Finally, as a general rule, we strongly recommend not including any provisions in trade agreements that signatories don't want to use or will have used against them. JAMA Canada supports liberalized trade, such as NAFTA, for delivering mutual benefits to trade partners that enhance competitiveness for both automakers and parts suppliers, encourage adoption of advanced technologies to provide safe and sustainable mobility for consumers that meet their transportation needs, and to provide reliable long-term employment for skilled and highly qualified Canadians. The auto industry in Canada is built on a foundation of open trade and continues to be highly trade dependent and deeply integrated in North America. Looking at the NAFTA region as a whole, Japanese automakers have made significant long-term commitments to localization under the principle of build where we sell. Japanese automakers have established a high-quality manufacturing and R&D presence in North America based on the NAFTA framework. The NAFTA framework has made North America a highly integrated and globally competitive region for automotive manufacturing and trade. JAMA and JAMA Canada hope for a framework that will continue to support and strengthen the competitiveness of the North American auto industry. Let me turn to summarize the impact and benefits that have arisen in Canada from liberalized trade and illustrate the build where we sell principle. Since 1965, 15.8 million Japanese brand vehicles have been sold in Canada. Since 1986, 17.4 million Japanese brand vehicles have been built in Canada. In the mid-1980s, virtually 100% of our sales were vehicles made in Japan. In 2016, 76% of Japanese brand vehicles sold in Canada were locally built in North America. About 29% were built in Canada, 36% were built in the US, and 11% were built in Mexico. When the Canada-US FTA came into force in 1989, Japanese brand light vehicle production in Canada was a little more than 100,000 units annually. In 1999, 5 years after the NAFTA was